What I'm going to do is show you how to tie 3 basic knots. The first one is called the schoolboy knot, the second one is the Windsor knot, and the third one is known as the 4 in hand. So each of them have got a different feel about them, and the first is the schoolboy knot. And my tip is to put the tie on back to front. So instead of having it round the correct way, turn it over and have it back to front. Make sure that you've got enough of the end of the tie so that when you've actually tied the knot, the ends of the ties end up roughly level. So with the schoolboy knot, all that you do is simply bring it across once, there, bring it back behind the tie through there, and then tuck it through. And if you'll see, the tie has now come the right way around as I do that, and then bring the tie through at the front here, and then pull that tighter. And the schoolboy is a very small knot that is part of the current trend with narrow ties. And what you do is, as you pull it through, just twist that around to the front, pull the tie up and keep adjusting it so the knot is really small. And then you can actually tuck the reverse of the tie back into the loop that's on the back of the tie. So that small knot, part of the trend with narrow ties, and as you can see, I've ended up with it absolutely level at the bottom because I allowed that extra bit. So that's the schoolboy knot. The next knot I'm going to do is the Windsor knot, which was actually made famous by the Duke of Windsor in the 30s, and he always used to wear a cutaway collar shirt, so he wanted a wide spread of knot that would actually suit the wide spread of his collar. On the Windsor knot, because it uses up a lot of tie to tie this knot, you need to allow more tie at the end so that as you're using up the tie to make the knot, you still end up with the ends, the 2 ends level. So the first thing that I do is, again, I put the tie on back to front, and I bring this around and across and loop it round once here, and then I bring the tie across at the back and I loop it through a second time through here. So I've then got a loop over this way and a loop over this way, and then drop it in through here, and that gives me that wide Windsor knot. That wide knot is the Windsor. So the next knot I'm going to tie is called the 4 in hand, and that's one that actually really became famous for those people that were riding 4 in hand carriage races like the Duke of Edinburgh and the Duke of Kent, and they actually like a lopsided knot, an asymmetric knot, but they like it quite big. So again, bring it over across once, round to the back, and then bring it across in the same way a second time, and then bring the tie up through here and thread it through at the front. And that is a much bigger knot than the schoolboy knot, and as I pull that tight, it actually becomes just about level at the bottom. Tuck the tie back in the loop at the back of the tie, and that is a 4 in hand.